Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Vendo podcast. We've got a very special guest on today. We've got Stephen George. He was part of the founding team of Groupon, building their operational foundation and seeing them through their IPO in 2011. Since then, he has gone on to found Amazing Brands, where he has developed the experiential marketing apps Amaze and Surkus, both of which he acts as CEO for. And today we will be discussing the past, present, and future of customer reviews and how they impact e-commerce, in specific, Amazon, Walmart, and other popular marketplaces. And in addition, we'll be sharing some information about Stephen's app, Surkus, and how it supports with reviews. Stephen, thank you so much for joining today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Great to connect.
Yeah, definitely. My pleasure. So we're just going to jump right in it today. I would love, Stephen, if you could just share a little bit with the audience about what Surkus does and how it started.
Sure. So Surkus actually started, as you mentioned, experiential platform, supporting brands in a way that they can connect in person to brands and allow them to gain feedback, gain insight, really build that personal connection. We actually, over time, had talked to a lot of our clients and realized that while live activations and in-person experiences was a great way for a brand to engage customers, that may not have been possible on a daily basis. And so a lot of our clients started reaching out saying, how can we engage and get the same kind of, authentic customer feedback, allow, individuals to create content and do that kind of while they're at home or just not in person, because we can't always host some sort of experiential activation or pop-up. And so Surkus split into two channels. One that was kind of this live events, live experiential, and the other that was where a member could be at home and still engage, because products, obviously now with more and more brands moving online, products could just engage with, brands could just engage with customers by shipping products, to their house.
Excellent. And, it's something that I found interesting in our experience here at Vendo with, working with you all and the feedback that we've gotten from some of the brands is how targeted the experience is, both for brands and the audiences. So could you just share a little bit about kind of how that user experience and brand experience works in the app and how it really works to connect the right brands and the right consumers?
Yeah, I think brands are always looking to have that personal connection with an individual. And I think our brand, Surkus, and the platform itself has that very personal feel. And so we do try to tailor the experience for the member. And so when we work with a brand to put up a campaign and what we call an offer on our platform, it is really tailored to the brand and to their kind of brand and how they want to position, their products or their goods or services to consumers. And so we work really closely. I think, unlike many platforms, we are a platform in terms of how we're built and our technology and, the self-service aspects of it. But I really act as an agency in terms of just that personal relationship with the brand. So we make sure to tailor it, and it allows us to also just target, like you said, the right types of customers, because our whole platform is built around helping brands engage with their customers and gain feedback, gain insight, allow for content to be created. And so we want to make sure that it is the right customer audience.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. And it really is powerful. And, I've experienced the platform from both the brand side and the consumer side, just to make sure I fully understand it. And for those of you listening out there, imagine it as if, you're signing up for, a news site maybe, and it has different topics that you want to hear about, and you get to choose, am I interested in art, history, tech, entertainment. And so there's all those kinds of questions when you're signing up as a consumer, and the questions just keep going and going. It's almost like, I don't think I've even gotten through all of them. And so it's really amazing to see that experience, because it really makes a lot more sense now when the brands are, trying to get engaged with consumers that are in their target market, how you all have been able to capture all that data and really connect the right brands with the right people. So I definitely find that to be powerful.
Yeah, we use those questions in two different ways. Obviously, to tailor the experience to the consumer, but it has become, which we've had millions of responses from our different members. It has become a valuable lead generator for our sales team and for our whole brand as a whole. I mean, we are a lifestyle platform, so we focus on lifestyle type brands. But it's allowed us to expand into other categories and really support brands in those categories because we know who is interested and who is a customer. You think of food bloggers or parents or people that are interested in certain beauty products. Like, it's really allowed us to expand the types of brands and the products that we put onto our platform.
Definitely. And something I'd like to add is your membership now it's over 1 million, right?
Yeah, so we've been building that for the last few years. We really have found the power of referral. I'm sure we can talk about how powerful reviews are because of being kind of authentic and being shared from a more trusted source than kind of the brand that you might not know. I think that referral to that extent is just as powerful when it comes to joining a new platform. So, the majority of our members are all joining through referral. We do very little when it comes to kind of paid acquisition.
Excellent. Well, let's talk a little bit more about how these reviews that the members are leaving for brands are, what the power is behind them. Obviously, shoppers on Amazon and Walmart.com and other marketplaces are looking at reviews and basing their understanding of products on reviews and looking at that as a credible source of gauging if they should or should not buy that product. But what do you all at Surkus believe makes reviews so powerful?
Well, I mean, a couple, quick things when we think about reviews is, we look at obviously the data out there. There was the Forbes article that said 74% of customers don't make a purchase until they read reviews. And when a brand is displaying reviews, it can increase on average a brand's conversion by about 270%. That was, I think, from Wall Street Journal. But those stats kind of speak for itself. But when we think about it, it is really authenticity, and it is about connecting customers to create that content for then customers to read and to kind of get that validation. I'm a skeptical online shopper. But I am always weary when a product has no reviews. I always want to read the bad ones. I want to read the good ones. I just want to really understand kind of what the market that has already tested the product is saying about it, good and bad, because everyone will have their positive and negatives when it comes to products. So we really want to just surface as much content for future and new customers to be able to consume and make their own informed decision. And so I think when you think about these bigger e-commerce platforms, they have their own review platforms that they've built internally, and their inner workings we obviously don't know, but they they're doing it to monetize. And when we think about reviews, we want just to create as much content as we can for the brand as a whole, regardless of on a single platform. And so we've really, opened ourselves up beyond any e-commerce platform. We've really worked with a lot of brands to build much more powerful owned content. And so we've partnered with different platforms, like the Yotpos and the Okendos of the world, to help brands display content on their own site and really own that content. And so we think that it's becoming more and more important to create content and create kind of customer validation and get that out there. And it's something that, you can't do it once. You have to continue to do it. You have to really, because brands are constantly pushing out new versions of their products and, new products as well. And so we want to make sure that, we're there every day helping customers share their experiences, and that helps the brands build, constant validation.
Yeah, definitely. Great points there. And, when I'm thinking about, the power of these reviews, you bring up a good point there. It's not just about, what people may think about right away, which is like how many stars or the written review. There's also, you can add photos, you can add videos to your reviews, right? And maybe, it's taking a step back from, the review platforms built into Amazon and Walmart, and just thinking more generally, like you were saying, that content can be repurposed for different reasons, right? And I know, like here at Vendo, when we do influencer marketing, or we have user generated content that customers submit as reviews or other ways, we look to repurpose that content for advertising, for creating infographics on the product pages, really giving that social proof to the brands, and it does go much further than just the platforms. So I find that really interesting, and that reminds me of something else that I know you all do at Surkus, which is a social media kind of promotion type element, right? In addition to leaving a review on the product pages, they can also take it a step further and promote the products on their social media channel, right?
And yeah, we have a program called Surkus Creators. That is designed, yes, to promote on social channels, but it's really to create content for the brands to reuse. I think brands can spend a fortune hiring an agency, doing photo shoots, creating all this really high quality content. But again, getting back to authenticity and kind of trusted content and trusted feedback, that is, no better way to do that than have the actual consumers that have purchased the product to create that content. And I always think back to one of my favorite ad campaigns is, Apple doing the big billboards showing photos that people take with their iPhone. And I always think back to that as like, that is the best, the best use of user-generated content, because Apple would have to travel around the world to capture all this amazing content. I mean, they're getting photos from people on their iPhone from the tops of the pyramids in Egypt all the way to, the jungles in South America. I think it's just incredible what you can gather from customers. And so I think we just want to help every brand do that.
No, that's a great example, and definitely one I think a lot of people can relate to. So a lot of our audience are Amazonians, right? People interested in Amazon and Walmart and other marketplaces. And one of the big headaches that we've had over the years is Amazon's enforcement of what they deem legitimate or not illegitimate reviews, or there's no rhyme or reason sometimes. And I'm sure a lot of people out there are thinking, oh well, getting reviews and pushing reviews so aggressively, are there going to be issues with that? And I know from the Vendo side of things, it's like you said, it's authentic. People leave reviews if they're happy, if they're mad. It's honest. But just curious to understand, how you and Surkus as a company look at this, always kind of changing review policies, and how you see that evolving with time.
Yeah, I think, these larger platforms are trying to make sure that, the content created on their platform is authentic, because they have a responsibility to do it. I think once you start monetizing, and I mentioned this earlier, they're monetizing it with Amazon Vine and with Spark Reviews, the Spark platform through Walmart. That then leads to a challenge, at least for those platforms, to have the same kind of authenticity and same integrity when they're basically incentivizing and monetizing the clients that are on the platform to then use their platform to generate customer reviews, and it's a little too close to home, I think.
Yeah.
And so I think the separation and using other platforms just keep it a little more independent and fair and honest, I think. And so, we think that when they change a policy, these platforms, we have to always look twice at the policy and who is it best for? Is it best for the brands? Is it best for the customers? Or is it best for their platform or their company and their bottom line? So we always think about that. And, I would say we respect that they're doing that. That's their business. But what we're here to do is help the brands get exposure and, have a way to compete in a very busy, online world. And so, our clients, we want to make sure that, they're able to compete at an affordable price and to have this constant control over, their customers. And that's something that, you can't get when you're using the platform that's also hosting the products and doing everything all in one.
Totally agree. Yeah, it's always been interesting with the Vine review program, because it's basically an Amazon, sponsored version of what they say is not allowed in some ways. But no, great stuff. So yeah, just, would love to hear kind of, to kind of wrap it up is where you see, the marketplace and the business going in the next few years, whether it's, where you see the future of reviews or, the importance of, user generated content, or is there something new that you think is going to, evolve over time that's going to be even more powerful?
Well, I think that, these larger platforms are going to have a reckoning come where they need to separate out those businesses, because it's not possible to stay independent. So I think that there is going to be even more opportunity for brands to, get authentic reviews at a competitive price for any platform. But I do truly believe that, a brand is better off if they own their content. And they own, their feedback, and they can drive customers to their owned website, because then they're fairly competing against every other one of their direct competitors, and so they have that opportunity. So I think that, more and more brands will have their own site, host all the content on there, distribute it out, but not be forced to create it specific on every single platform. And like one of our clients, for example, started with us on Amazon and had a lot of success and used the partnership that we have with Okendo, with Yappo. And we partner with both of them, but I think it was with Yappo that from there, they then expanded to Macy's and Kohl's and Target and all these other platforms. And they've, been able to distribute, with using kind of that Yappo distribution. And I think that has helped them over the last year grow 10x. And that's been an amazing story that we've seen. And it's because they started, using a platform like ours and not going so direct into Amazon and their buying program. And it's allowed them to expand quickly beyond and grow and distribute a lot faster by owning the content, by first pushing it to their site and then expanding it out to these other platforms. And so I think there's going to be a lot more of that in the future, and less focus on a single platform and more focus on get the content and own the content and then distribute it out. So I'm excited for that, because I think that'll be just better for the brands themselves as they grow. Yeah.
Now, when you mean distributor, are you talking like review syndication more, where it's more freely syndicated and not restricted?
Yeah. I think that's going to continue to grow. I mean, there's some tools that have come out with that, and we're really pushing for brands to do that purely because it's better for the brand.
Yeah.
If the brand owns the content, they can, like you said, reuse it in any way they want. But one way is to syndicate on other platforms, but another way is just to reuse and to not only constrict to kind of written, then they can get the video content, they can get that the images that they want, that user generated. So I think that the more that those platforms start to exist to allow for syndication and more they open up, the better it will be for the brands.
Well, I like your version of that vision for sure, Stephen. I hope that that pans out. That would definitely be great for brands and for consumers. So it definitely seems fair. Well, I just
We're
want
going to do everything we can to help get there, and I know you guys are doing everything you can to help get there. And so the brands just have to, have to continue to believe in it as well. And we've seen that it works. We've seen that brands grow that way, and they can do it at an earlier stage because they don't have to have teams managing Amazon and managing Walmart and managing all these different campaigns.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Stephen. It's really been a pleasure to have you on, and I hope everyone listening got some golden nuggets, as I like to say, from this. Stephen, where can everyone find you? Website or social media or contact?
Yeah, so surkus.com. It's surkus.com. And yeah, you can always reach out via the website, reach out via Twitter, Instagram, Surkus app, on Instagram. And yeah, looking forward to connecting and helping, the next million businesses get online.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks again, and we'll be in touch soon.
All right, thanks so much for having me. Great talking to you.